Welcome! I'm excited to read to you today a book inspired by my son Bexley and the spooky stories he loves to tell us. It's called Bex and the Spooky Old House. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Bexley. He loved adventure, and one of Bexley's favorite pastimes was exploring new places. One day, Bexley stumbled upon a spooky old house on the outskirts of town. Despite his fear, Bexley couldn't resist the temptation to explore inside. He approached the door of the spooky old house and was greeted by a creepy old door knocker. It was shaped like a skull, and when he knocked, it sounded like bones clattering together. No one answered his knocks at the door, so Bexley decided to go inside and explore the abandoned house. He stepped past the front door, and the first thing he saw was a huge grandfather clock. All of a sudden, it chimed loudly and startled him. Bex walked further into the house. His heart started to race as he saw a long, dark hallway with many doors. He made his way to the first door. It was a room filled with spooky paintings. Each painting had a pair of eyes that seemed to follow Bex as he walked by. The moonlight from outside illuminated the room through the windows, making the paintings even spookier. Bexley tried to calm himself down and continued on his adventure. As he walked down the hallway, he saw a room with a fireplace that flickered in the darkness. But as he entered the room and looked closer, he saw that the flame was blue, and it made him feel uneasy. Bex felt like he was being watched, and as he started to panic, he turned around and was surprised to see 4 statue heads on pedestals behind him. They began to sing a scary tune. In the dead of night, when the moon is bright, a chilling wind begins to bite, as shadows dance with eerie delight. Bexley ran out of the room as fast as he could. He ran down the hall and looked for the front door, but then he remembered that he was brave, and he was determined to explore the haunted house. Bex took 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he decided to continue on his adventure. He made his way back down the hall and into a room with a window that overlooked a spooky graveyard. The wind was howling outside, and it made the trees look like they were alive. Bex decided to explore one last room in the spooky old house. He sauntered across the hall to a dark and dusty room. He looked around and saw that the room was filled with bookcases full of old tattered books. He opened one of the dusty books and looked inside. The book appeared to be full of incantations and recipes for magic potions. Eye of newt and tongue of frog, wing of bat and drop of fog, blood of vampire and wisp of ghost, spider legs and werewolf roast. Add them all to the cauldron pot, stir them well and let them rot. Chant a spell with wicked glee, and watch the magic come to be. Bexley looked around, and he noticed a large, black, bubbling cauldron in the corner. It was brewing something that gave off an eerie glow. "I better get out of here," Bexley exclaimed, and he ran out of the room and back into the hallway. As he moved further down the dark hall, he heard strange noises and whispers coming from the walls. He felt like he was being followed, but when he turned around, there was no one there. Finally, he made it to the end of the hallway, and he saw a back door that led to the outside. But as he reached for the doorknob, a creepy shadow with glowing eyes moved towards him. He froze in terror, but then he saw that it was just a friendly ghost. The ghost told Bexley that he was brave for exploring the haunted house and gave him a skeleton key that would open the door. Bexley quickly unlocked the door and ran outside, away from the spooky old house. He looked back one last time and saw that the ghost was waving goodbye. Bexley realized that even though the spooky old house was scary, he had an amazing adventure. He felt proud of himself for being brave and loved to share his spooky adventure with all his friends. From that day on, he knew that he could handle anything that came his way. At the end of the book, there is a fun, spooky search and find game. How many of the spooky items can you find? Can you find Bexley's path through the spooky old house? If you enjoyed our spooky book, please give this video a thumbs up and order your own copy of Bex and the Spooky Old House. Click on the link in the description to order the book now. Thanks for watching!
Please buy Bex and the Old Spooky House book now on Amazon. Thanks for listening!